Okay, morning guys. So let's talk next about, we've spoken about on paper what foods and food categories are useful to base our nutrition and our diet around. But there's another part to that, which is actually what works individually for you. Because as the saying goes, one man's cure is another man's poison. So, regardless of whether it's a superfood or something really useful, if it doesn't work from you or you really dislike it and you have done forever, then, there's a problem that you don't want to tread water with. So I've had clients who react to or bloat with things like kiwis, blueberries, gluten in bread, alcohol, sugar, all the nice things. Nightshades from the vegetable family, legumes, which we've spoken about before, FODMAP type stuff, and bloating. So we want to keep our awareness out and really try to notice the signals and the feedback that the body's giving us. Super useful. And also we need to expand our awareness with nutrition as well. We can become very narrow-minded with nutrition. I just mentioned about likes and dislikes. Like, are they a true dislike? Sometimes it's worth exploring some other foods again to really feed that microbiome, because sometimes when you do shops, you may have heard the thing, most people in the week buy all the ingredients that could fit on both hands. It becomes very limited what we eat, even the type of takeaways, we stick to the same thing, and we like routine and consistency. And sometimes, it could have just been that it was a bad school dinner that went wrong. Or with some people, they're mirroring it. Like, the mum never had this in the fridge or never cooked it because she didn't like it. And therefore, then the kids didn't really like it because they were copying the mum, or their best mate or an older brother or sister didn't like it and they were mirroring them. Now, when you reintroduce it into your adult life, you may find that it's totally tolerable and you actually really enjoy it. And or if the body's been deficient in it, it just absorbs it up and it'll change your tastes. So yeah, the body's giving you signals. Like, are you bloated after eating? Are you tired after eating? Do you have heartburn? All of these things are worth kind of noting, and a lot of people just don't notice or have an eye on what's going on. So keep like a food log and write these things down is really useful. Now, sometimes, again, this is not being too narrow-minded, because when I work with clients, they'll often say, like, I feel bloated after this meal, but it definitely can't be the eggs, because I've eaten eggs every day of my life since I was a kid, so it can't be that. But actually, don't be too short-sighted, because there are things like leaky gut, where once the system becomes compromised at any age, then there can be a hole that goes in the gut lining. The food may get in too early on than when it's meant to, and then the immune system tags it as like an invader, and therefore you now have a problem with it because the immune system's tagged it. That may mean, or more often than not, it's the foods you eat regularly that, once that lining's become compromised, are going to go through and cause the problem. It's not going to be the random one-off thing you eat sparingly. So often you want to keep your eye out and come in with a new open slate for your observational awareness. What else is worth mentioning? When I trained as a Czech practitioner with Paul Czech, and this is very true, by the way, it just makes it awkward when I'm working one-on-one with a client and we've just started and we don't know each other, because they may feel a bit awkward. But observing your number twos, your poos. He used to have a poop police lineup, like a pictogram. I'll try and find it and dig it out and insert it in. But basically, your poops will tell you everything about how your food is being digested in the body, how well it's being processed, etc. If it stinks and it sinks, if it comes out as rabbit droppings, if it comes out all lumpy and gnarly and split and breaks up, if you have to do like 1,000 wipes instead of like a nice, clean, long, earthy poo that shoots out and barely needs any clearing because all the fibre in there is just smoothed and dragged it out and coated it. If it comes out like a splatter gun, We know that the body doesn't enjoy it. It's dragged all the water out of the systems and it's trying to flush it out really quickly. So I'll put up another card as well, but just to show you, it's in the holistic health world, really evaluating and dissecting, not physically, but just mentally analyzing your poops gives you a very good indicator of how things are going on. And that's why when we come to the supplementation, I talk about xenobiotic, the fibre. That is absolute genius concoction. So I look forward to talking you through that and how it affected my poops. What else? I think that's about it. This video is really about awareness, potentially you creating a log, trying to analyze your food more. You know, there's certain things that if you have sugar late at night as a dessert, you may really find a good correlation that actually it wakes you up around 2. So as you get that spike in blood sugar with the dessert and then go to bed not far later, you may find it's harder to get to sleep because you've got a big blood sugar spike. And then around 2 in the morning, 2, 3, as that drops low and the kidneys are processing through all that sugar or trying to, it may wake you up for a pee. So different things to try and explore. It's a really nice feeling when if you are bloated after eating, to notice the sensation of being full and satiated, but not bloated. It's a fullness, but also slight emptiness and freeness and lightness to the abdomen, which is good. So anyway, that's probably it for this section. The key thing, there's 2 levels to the nutrition. There's what looks good on paper, and there's then what you can tolerate.